talk about the Roots concert that you went to at Wolf Trap. I miss Wolf Trap because
Did you?
because here, even if you get lawn tickets at some place, it is super expensive. Like I would say
Yeah.
at least $75, which to me, after coming from Wolf Trap where you can pay $25, that's kind of ridiculous. If you're just sitting
Yeah.
on the lawn, you don't even get a chair.
I don't get a chair.
But Wolf Trap is still like $25 for lawn seats, right?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well,
So
tell us about the concert.
so a group of friends, they were, they wanted to go to this concert, and I had mentioned, back in the past, I wouldn't mind singing it. But as the concert grew near, and it's on a Sunday
Okay, so
now.
somebody bought tickets for you, right? And you
Well,
just said,
not necessarily for me, but they bought a ticket and then turned out for whatever reason they had an extra ticket and they offered it to me. So after some
okay,
chorusing, I
you were
decided to
like the
go,
backup.
if you want to say that. So I decided to go. So I went with a couple of buddies and we went to the Roots concert. Like I said, it was a Sunday night concert. So I think the
What
gates
time
didn't
did it
open.
start? Was there like a bunch of bands playing? So they were kind of the
No, no, there was like
headliner?
one.
No?
There was like one opening act of some, I forget her name. She had a weird name, but it was like one opening act and she did like 4 or 5 songs. She started around 8.
Okay.
So
That
for
8 is
everybody out
pretty
there
late.
listening, in case you didn't pick up clues, Wolf Trap is an outdoor venue sitting on the lawn, but they do have a part where you can buy seats and be under a structure, protected from the weather. We were out on the lawn, like Max said. So we were out on the lawn. They brought blankets. They brought all kinds of and you can bring your own, whatever. You can bring drinks. You can bring food. You can bring whatever you want to in there. And it was cool. I did learn a thing that I will do every time I go to one of those concerts. They have those kind of chairs. Like I was just sitting on a blanket. But after a
The
while, my
chairs that you
back
can
started.
rent, you can bring them too, right?
Yeah, you can rent them, but yeah, they have rental chairs that kind of I don't know what I'm trying to
Recline.
say. Recline. Thank you. Weird, but they give you like a lot of back support. So I was very thankful for that because a lot of times I've been to Wolf Trap, I just sat on a blanket. Then I wonder the next day why my back was killing me because I'm sitting on a stupid
So
blanket
how
on an
long, what time did
incline
the
or
Roots come
decline.
on?
The roots didn't come on until probably 9:30.
Okay.
So
Are
again,
you a
it's a
big
concert.
fan?
I am a fan of the Roots, yeah, but it's a. I wasn't dying to go to this concert. I'm a fan of the Roots. I've been before,
Okay.
and I've been. Obviously I know their discography pretty well, and they're a good band. They perform well, good stage presence, good energy. It's just a Sunday night, and it's not like I had to get up and go to work the next day, but it's just you have that kind of Sunday scaries kind of feel to you. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
talking about? And it's just like I just told myself I just can't do night concerts anymore.
Wait, but why would you have the Sunday scaries if you didn't have to go to work?
Because part of this, great question, Max. Part of the reason you have Sunday scaries, it is because you have anxiety about the week coming up.
Right.
But it's also, you're also dealing with repercussions of the stuff you did the weekend, the nights before. So, full disclosure, I am unemployed right now for everybody listening by choice.
Or in
But
between jobs, yeah.
yeah, but I still have stuff to do on Monday. It's not like I'm just not doing anything. I just figured out something about myself that I'm just not a night concert guy.
This is a big change, right? Because
It
when you go on
is,
these beach trips, you're out late at night, going to
but you're
multiple
at home.
places.
Not on the beach trips. You're at home most of the time. You go to beach during the day, and then at night you're just kind of like chilling,
I thought you go to all
on
these
your back.
clubs.
Well, not on the beach trips I've been going to, Max. Remember we just talked about everybody's gone. This is
Well,
at
that
the
one, but there
season is
was one that
yeah.
we talked about where you went
Oh
to multiple
yeah,
places, right?
yeah. But
But anyhow, so
yeah.
so is
Go
this like a new thing that you discovered that you don't want to
yeah.
stay out late?
No. I don't want to. I can't do the concerts late anymore. Like they
Okay.
got on at like 9:30 and they didn't finish until like midnight.
Yeah, I can see that. I
And
agree.
and I love the Roots. Don't get me wrong, but that's just a little too much Roots for me.
I
I
know.
was rooted out, so to speak. So
So it's like a midlifer thing. I do feel like that. Sometimes when I go to baseball games, I'll choose the one that starts at 1 or 2 in the
yeah.
afternoon, so I can be
hmm
done.
Plus,
Okay.
I have to make this known as well too. Recent flame of mine was there,
Ooh.
and
Just
we
by chance, or was she part of the group
no, it was by strictly by chance, and we had a recent falling out. I mean, like
after
we had,
you had broken up, or?
yeah. So we had a falling out probably 2 or 3 days before the concert started.
Okay, wait a minute. So you're still friends with the recent flame or no?
Well, I wouldn't say friends. We were still flaming.
So it's not that, I mean, it's not like a recent, when you say recent flame, I kind of think like a few months ago, but
Oh no, no, no! As recent as recent can be.
so
So yeah,
basically the fight was like you guys were done or you're just
yeah,
in a fight? Okay.
fighting done, and then she was there at the concert.
So tell me about what happened. Like, how did you see her?
Literally, she was literally sitting 30 yards in front of me.
Wow.
Yeah.
What, she wasn't stalking you? Like she didn't have you on, like
No,
your location on the phone or
no,
something?
no. And I knew she was. I knew she is a Roots fan, so I wasn't
Okay.
surprised that she was there.
All right. So she was sitting in front of you. Did she look back or you saw her and then you
I
approached
saw
her?
her
Like,
because her back was to me,
okay.
and I saw her, and I said, "I'm not going to just sit here all night and not, and not acknowledge her presence, right?"
Okay.
So I got up, I went over, and I said, "Hey, saw you sitting here. I know you're a fan. I'm sitting right over here. I just let you know there's no hard feelings. Enjoy the concert." And that was pretty much it.
Okay, but who broke things off or what was it, like a mutual thing?
Yeah, I don't want to go into sort of details of this one, Max.
But we have to know because
Well,
so when you said that to her, what did she do? What was her reaction? Like was she
she
surprised to
kind of
see you?
nodded. She kind of
Okay.
nodded. Yeah, I don't know if she said anything, to be honest with you.
So she's more pissed than you are. Like you're not,
No,
I feel like
listen, I'm not saying anybody's any more pissed or anything like that. I will say that I don't think she took the fight as badly as I thought she would.
mm,
She is, full disclosure, she is a listener of this podcast, so she probably will listen to this. She's probably our number one fan. Shout out to her. She knows who she is. So I don't want to say anything too disparaging about her. She's a very nice lady. We just had a falling out, and yeah, we'll just leave it at that. But
okay. But
I
that
wasn't.
that ruined your night or that
It didn't ruin my night, but it kind of like when you have that kind of in the periphery and you're just kind of like thinking about things, it weighs on you, so to speak. They,
make you
I,
feel uncomfortable or
yeah, it
like
made
it's
me
you can't
made me
relax?
feel correct. And plus, it being Sunday and it started to get late, I was pretty much a lame at that point, and I was just there just to hear a few songs, and then
Wait, you were there what?
I
Elaine?
mean, I was lame, pretty much lame, yes.
Lame.
And, I guess a couple of my friends sensed that I wasn't as jovial as I normally am.
You're like
And
stick in the mud.
I
They're
wouldn't
like, why are
say
you
that.
here?
Yeah, but yeah,
You weren't your
they,
usual
I wasn't
jovial,
like that.
bubbly self. Yeah.
Correct. So
Okay.
that did have an effect on the concert. Maybe I will reevaluate my night concerts later after, let
Right.
me think
Because
about it
maybe
some more.
there was something different because she was there.
Right,
Ruin the
for sure.
mood or something.
Well, not intentionally, but it just yeah, that did have something to do with it. So, but anyway, Roots were fun. Everybody seemed to have a great time. I enjoyed their songs, and yeah, I just wish I was in a better headspace to enjoy it. But it is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I think there's another topic for a future
maybe.
podcast
Yeah,
episode.
maybe.
Relationships. What's your latest relationship,
Yeah,
Will?
the Kiss and Tell podcast.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, let's switch it up a little bit. So we haven't talked since the Diddy verdict. Well, I guess it's not, he hasn't gotten his sentencing, but the Diddy
Right.
verdict came out. It was a little bit anticlimactic, I think. He didn't get as serious charges as people thought he might.
Right.
What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, you say anticlimactic. It just it depends on your perspective, but
Well, I felt like he should have been charged with more.
well, not if you're Diddy and his team. I mean, I'm just speaking of perspective.
Right, but I think the expectation was that,
Yeah, well, I mean, I've seen some people out there that said from the very beginning there was no way they were going to get him on a RICO case, a conspiracy case, and turns out they were right. He got off on 3 of the 5 charges, I believe, and the two
yeah,
they found him guilty of were the two prostitution charges.
transportation
Yeah,
for prostitution of his ex-girlfriend and then the anonymous
yeah,
girlfriend named Jane, which is
yeah.
still bad. I mean, transportation sounds like trafficking.
Yeah, I mean, there's no charges to sneeze at. They're not going to be, you know, they're not light charges. So again, as you said, I think the sentencing is in October, so we'll find out. So there's some theories floating around that he probably will get time served, maybe a year and a day. I'm hearing maybe up to 3 years. I don't know. I'm not an expert in that field. I can't see him getting more than 2 or 3 years, if any. Would I be
So it's
surprised
kind
if
of
he
like it
gets
was
time served?
more, yeah, I don't know. It sounds like
Yeah,
they're trying to put it off like it was more consensual, right? Or they were,
correct.
even though it's prostitution,
Yeah. Well, yeah.
transportation for prostitution.
Again, they're not light charges, so we'll see. We'll see. I had no skin in the game either way. I do think that we can't forgive or forget. Maybe we forgive, but we can't forget the domestic violence that took place in
Right. And
that
I think that's
relationship.
most of the people who, were saying that were disappointed with the results were saying, why can't he be tried for the abuse or blamed for the
Right.
abuse, but
Right.
maybe that's not what he was being tried for.
Not at all. So yeah, what I find interesting out of all this is there is a groundswell of people who want to hold Cassie accountable
Yeah, that's
for
to
the
me
same
crazy.
charges that he's getting.
Right.
Now, I'm not going to necessarily sit here and say I agree with that, but I do think there is some logic to it.
Like she was complicit and she was actually helping to
Correct.
arrange the freak offs.
Correct. Right, and which some of the witnesses say she was.
Yeah.
But then you could argue, well, that was under duress, that was Stockholm syndrome, that was whatever. And I'm not an expert in any of those fields, so I don't really know. But if the witnesses are saying that, and that came out in trial, that she was making the phone calls, she was doing the
Right.
dealing, she was
I'm sure
handling
there's
the
proof
money.
of that, yeah.
Yeah, there's
She was
proof
making
of
the
that.
arrangements. But that's
So I
also
can,
because Diddy was
yeah.
probably too smart to do it himself.
Yeah, that may be true too. But there are people saying that, hey, she was doing all this. She should be held somewhat accountable for that as well too, not just all on Diddy. So we shall see. We shall see. So it's been very interesting. It's been somewhat of shocking to me to see the people kind of turning on Cassie a little bit.
Yeah, I
You
think
know what
that's
I mean?
shocking too, yeah, and
Yeah.
I think that's, I
In
think
the light
that's
of that
not
video.
surprising, unfortunately,
Yeah.
because people may support Diddy because, he's this producer or famous producer and artist, and
Hmm.
people sometimes are just misogynistic in general, so I think it's too bad that they're turning on her because I don't know, in her situation, you could totally see that she was in love with him and trying to please him and
Correct.
uh,
I mean,
but
there was a power dynamic to it, obviously.
exactly. But yeah, it's
So,
interesting what
yeah,
people turned
hard to
on
tell.
her.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see for sure. I'm curious to see. Well, I'm curious to see. Okay, let's say when Diddy gets out, right?
Yeah, we talked about that. Like, will he try to reinvent himself? Will he,
Right. Will he
kind of
lay
fade from the
low?
limelight or
Yeah, I did read somewhere that he's doing some counseling right now. So that's never a bad idea. But we'll see. Again, I don't think he's going to get a long sentence for these charges.
speaking of other midlifers in the news, have you been following Elon Musk's feud with Trump and how he wants to start his own party? And, I think we bring him up because he's a midlifer for sure, 54 years
Hmm.
old. Like, seems like he loves being in the spotlight, right? So he loves the attention and it could be some kind of midlife crisis thing. But what are your thoughts on that?
It could be. I mean, it could be a midlife crisis thing for sure. I mean, the timing is there. I don't know. He's an interesting character to me. Yeah, the whole thing between him and Trump, it made me laugh.
It's comical, yeah. It's probably
It's
it's funny.
super comical. You know how you could be in Trump's good graces one day, and then now you're accusing him of being in the Epstein files, and Trump is saying the Epstein files are a hoax.
I can't wait till those come out. They've gotta come out at some point.
Do you think they're going to come out?
Well, I don't know. They're gonna cover it up, of course, but of course there's some files out there. It's like the Mayflower Madam or something. There's always a list.
I mean,
There's gonna
you
be a
know,
cover up. If there's no list, then it's because it's being covered up. Somebody's being paid.
yeah. And I think after a while, I think people just stop caring as much. I mean, even Stephen A. Smith came out the other day and said, you know, this Epstein file stuff is, let's just let it go. It's like, what are we doing? It's like we keep hearing about it. We've heard about it for years and nothing has come from it. So why are we spending our time thinking about it,
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, we want to prove that Donald Trump is a bad person. I think we already
Yeah,
know
I
that,
mean,
right?
yeah.
We already know he's sleazy.
All right. Well, we do have a
And
public
if that was where
responsibility.
the party was, that's where he was going to be. He was hobnobbing with the rich folk.
Yeah, I mean, do I think something's there? Yeah. Do I think when that list is revealed that it's just going to blow everybody's mind and change the world? No, I don't think so.
Right, right. I mean, we still elected him. People weren't turned off by all the other stories.
Correct,
They
correct.
still voted for him.
Right. What about all this other stuff that was supposed to be being revealed, like UFOs and aliens and the JFK assassination? Didn't they release those files?
Yeah, they released the
Yeah,
JFK stuff.
and then do we care about that now anymore? Is anybody talking
Not
about that
really.
anymore?
So I think that the Elon stuff, if Elon can take Trump down, I think that would actually be funny.
You think he could take him down in what way?
I don't know, like get his party in there, get his new political party, like get him out of office. And then I think everybody be, people who are anti-Trump would be happy,
I do
because he's
think
got the
that.
money. I do think he
Yeah,
he
yeah,
had a
no,
huge hand in getting Trump elected, right? So if he can do it the other way,
yeah, no, I agree with
take
you.
votes away.
I don't know how viable it is, but I do think it's time that we have alternative party, a viable, real, and I know there are other parties out there, the Green Party, Libertarians, and all that other stuff, but like we should have another party. I think we're well overdue for that, but maybe our government infrastructure isn't set up for
Right.
that. I don't know, but it seems kind of silly. Maybe this isn't Parliament. This isn't like England, where they have all these different political parties. But it just seems kind of silly in this day and age that we really only have two ways to go, two
Right. Right.
legit ways to go.
Like, this is the
So,
best we can do.
right, right, right. And, I think we can do a lot better with that for sure. But you're right. I think if there's someone that has enough money to do something like that, it would be Elon Musk. It would be for sure. So, we shall see.
So we'll see how if he keeps marauding, because he is marauding in his own way,
Yeah,
right?
he's
Staying in the
54,
news and being relevant, I
100%.
guess,
Yeah, for sure.
messing things up. Well,
Well,
speaking of mid-lifers kind of marauding, I know there's a lot in the entertainment world.
yes, something light and entertaining.
Movies. What's
Yeah,
that?
let's talk about something light and entertaining.
Let's talk about Charlize Theron.
Oh, okay.
She's been in the
See,
news lately.
no,
She's 49.
she's light and entertaining, but there is some controversy surrounding her a little bit. I guess she said something on a podcast. I think it was, I can't remember the name about Call Her Daddy
Call
or
her
something like
daddy,
that.
yeah.
Well, she said she had a one night stand with a 26-year-old.
Yeah. And
And
she was kind of bragging about, like, that guy. Never gonna forget it.
yeah, well, hey, good for her. I mean, shit,
Exactly.
what's wrong with that? And then I think
Yep.
it was Megan Kelly criticized her for that.
Yeah,
To
for
me,
being boastful or bragging
yeah,
about it. Yeah.
acting more
Like it was
classy.
unclassy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what are we doing here? Come on. Charlize Theron is 49 years old, almost 50. Who cares what she does one night? I mean, even if she talks about it, so what? There's two
But
consenting
it's a little bit like
adults.
what we talked about with Tracy Ellis Ross, right? She got criticized too for saying that
Well, she
men
got
our
criticized,
age.
right? Because she put down men our age.
Right,
Charlize
right.
Theron had nothing to say about her own demographic. She just said, "Hey, I had a one night stand with a 26-year-old. It was wild. It was crazy.
Yep. She
Good
wasn't
for
in a
her.
relationship. She was just
She's
saying it's
not,
like
yeah,
a new thing that she did or life experience, right?
yeah, yeah. She got something out of it, and hopefully the 26-year-old got something out of it as well. But Max, let's flip the script a little bit. Let's say it was. I'm trying to think of somebody that age. Oh, we're gonna talk about him a little bit anyway. Pedro
Brad Pitt dating
Pascal.
a 32-year-old? Is that what
Well,
you're flipping
okay.
the script like
No, no,
of
no,
the
no, no,
man?
no. I wasn't going to give like a real life scenario, but I was going to say something like Pedro Pascal. Let's say he comes out and says, "I slept with a 25-year-old girl." Whatever. Are people going to make a big deal about that? I think
I
they
think
probably
so. Like Bill
more than they
Belichick.
would.
Bill Belichick with that 20
Yeah,
something girl. I mean, that's a big
that's a
age
bigger.
gap.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's the limit? I think we talked about if the person could be as young as your kid, maybe that's the limit, right?
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, you got me on that one.
I do think as we get older, and probably these celebrities, they get bored, I'm sure, I mean, Charlize Theron and Uma Thurman, they're both in this movie now, which is great. They're the leads and
Mm-hmm.
that old guard too. So they're doing well professionally. And so I guess why not do things in your personal life too that might be new or mixing things up.
Right, right.
So,
And I saw that movie. Not as good as the first one. I'll be honest with
okay.
you on that. I don't want
Well,
to
I
give any
thought the second one
spoilers.
got better reviews.
I thought the first one was better.
They were both in the first one, or was just
No,
she was the only one? Okay.
just Charlize was in the first one. Yeah, what's the Uma Thurman? Gosh.
Uma Thurman, yeah, she's
Yeah,
55.
yeah. She
Both looking good, right?
Charlie
Charlize looks good. I haven't
Charlize
seen
looks
the
good.
movie yet, but
Charlize looks better than ever, if you ask me. Uh,
yeah, kind
she
of like
she
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, she looks better than ever. Uma is still a very good looking woman, but you could tell
Hmm.
she doesn't look like she just came off the set of Kill Bill or anything like that.
Hmm.
She's starting to show some wrinkles and age a little bit.
I hope so. We all
Yeah,
are, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, what is she 50? What
55.
55? I mean,
Yeah, so
hey,
she's
she's
a little
right
bit
there with
younger than
us.
us. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm 55 next. I'm still 55.
Are you? I thought you
No,
were my age.
don't try to age me. I'm still 55. But
So
no,
the same age.
they no, they both look good.
And Chiwetel
Yeah, he's
Ejiofor is also in that. He's 48, always looking
48.
good.
He still looks pretty good too. And they all are fine actors. The movie is a little silly, as far as the plot is concerned, but for a Netflix movie, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Did they focus on their age at all? Like that they were older or not so much?
Because not really, because it's a perfect movie for older people because Uma and Charlize are playing characters that are immortal. So
Oh, okay, that's
yeah, yeah.
perfect.
So they could do that forever. But yeah, no, it wasn't a great movie. It was fine. Like if you're bored and have nothing to do for a couple of hours and you got Netflix on, particularly
What
after
would you
you've seen
rate
the
it?
first one.
Rate it out of
Oh,
10.
out of 10, I'd
Mhm.
give it a 5.5, 6, maybe. Yeah, yeah.
Great.
It's fine. It's fine. Shout out to them though. I mean, they're still doing action scenes. They still look good.
Yeah, it kinda makes me wanna see it. I started it, but then we didn't get very far.
Yeah. But I'm super excited for Fantastic Four, which comes out,
Speaking of Pedro, right?
yeah, in 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, and probably the oldest one in that cast, right?
For sure. For sure. Yeah. It's funny how much media attention he's getting now. I think he's saying it's kind of silly actually, but he's becoming like a heartthrob and all this other good
Yeah,
stuff.
it's
And
kind of,
you
you don't
know,
think he's overexposed? I guess not if you love him.
if you love him, and as long as he's riding on this high and people like love him,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, keep your
As
name
long
out
as he's
there.
taking good parts. Let's see what
Yeah,
let's
for
see what that
sure.
movie and that he's in that other movie too with Dakota Johnson. Yeah.
I did not see that, but it sounded pretty good. It's a materialist or something like that.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, I think he's the love interest, right? Or one of
yeah. I
them.
think
So
so. I think
we should
so.
see that one.
We should. Well, that'll be my homework for the next podcast. I'll watch that movie. Dakota
But
Johnson.
speaking of where they do focus on age is F1. I saw that over the weekend with Brad
Really?
Pitt and Damson Idris, Javier Bardem, Kerry
Mhm.
Condon. So I liked it.
Tell us more about it, Max. I didn't see it.
So I think a lot of people have probably already seen it, but I think what was interesting is they really focus on the age difference between so Brad Pitt and Damson Idris are the main characters, so it's
Mhm.
about, kind of this old driver kind of showing up and kind of mentoring this younger driver, F1 driver. So there's a lot of action. It's a Jerry Bruckheimer produced film. So, you kind of expect it to be very Hollywood-ish. And it was, but it wasn't like in an annoying way. So I think because they focused a lot on the technical part of driving, so you got a lot of driving scenes if you're into
Mm.
that.
Are
And
you
I
into
like
that?
that.
You are. Okay.
I mean, I liked it because it seemed very authentic, and they had I think Lewis Hamilton was one of their advisors, and they had a couple cameos of him and I'm sure of other, famous F1 drivers, so I think there was that aspect to it. It wasn't like they didn't get people, who were experts advising them, and I read that both, all the actors who were driving, they actually did their own driving and learned how to do it, which is not easy because you have to be very fit and in shape, so I thought that was inspiring because Brad Pitt actually had to drive and get into really good shape. And I like that his love interest wasn't super young either. I mean, she, I think in real life is 42,
Oh, wow. Okay.
Carrie Condon, which is crazy. It's still a 20-year age gap, but
Mm.
it wasn't like they picked somebody super young.
So, I mean, he's 60?
He's 61, yeah, and probably looks like he's still in his 40s, I would say. Don't you think? Or do you
Mm.
think he looks older?
50s. Yeah, if I had to. But I mean, still, shit. I probably will not see that. I'll probably wait till it comes out on some sort of streaming platform. Racing, what they are. But, shout out to Brad Pitt for still doing his thing. Thanks for joining us for this episode of Midlife Marauders. Follow us on social media and wherever you stream your podcast.
We also want to give a big shout out to Frank Moyne at Moyne Music for providing the beats for our theme music. And to our listeners, keep on marauding and see you next time.